Salutations, soldiers! Today I wanted to talk about the recent ban wave that happened in Spiral Knights and the moderation approach Grey Haven uses. To be clear, I'm not the brightest bulb in the shed and particularly am not that well informed on the specifics of Spiral Knights exploitations, so just bear that in mind with what I have to talk about. I just kind of wanted to chat and share some Spiral Knights news with y'all. For context, recently quite a few members of the community have been banned from the game, either from doing real money trades or being suspected of scene hopping. Real money trading is where an in-game item is traded for real money instead of in-game currency. This can lead to people getting scammed, or if trades are successful, it can unfairly impact the in-game economy and impacts revenue for Grey Havens. Scene hopping is an exploit where users can hop into different scenes and go to places they shouldn't be able to, including developer scenes. Or, you might teleport yourself into like a loot room. Both are valid reasons for people to get banned, but unfortunately, it's not so easy to track how either of these happen and who is involved. And that's why there's some drama going on between the Spiral Knights community and its moderators right now. So with the recent ban wave related to scene hopping, the community understanding is that players have been banned under the assumption they were scene hopping to obtain items from the Margrel fight, such as Ancient Pages and the Black Cat Cow. The suspicion comes from these players getting Ancient Pages outside of the event period, which potentially the moderators mistakenly thought is not possible. However, you can obtain these items in the Margrel fight, which you can spawn in at any time as long as you have a Book of Dark Rituals. For example, you can obtain the Book of Dark Rituals during the event period, hold on to it, then do the actual boss fight after the event has ended, and voila! You get Ancient Pages and the Black Cat Cow as part of the boss loot table. Further, community members with an understanding of how scene hopping works claim that these items cannot be obtained from scene hopping anyway, and as such the bans are deemed to be pretty unfair from the community side. Look, for myself, I don't have any understanding of how it works, so for me it's just a bit of a he said she said situation. I don't know the information to confirm whether people are actually cheating or not, and so I can't really argue that the bans have been unfair, though it does seem that way. I guess as the situation develops, we'll find out more and hopefully a good conclusion will come from this, but for now, it's sad to see some OG members of the community being removed. What I can talk about though, is the moderation approach Grey Haven takes to traded items that they believe were obtained from such exploits and who they place the burden of proof on. I recently participated in a community event hosted by Manlet, who was banned as part of the recent ban wave. In the event, I was lucky enough to actually win a Book of Dark Rituals. This was a live streamed event, and so there happens to be a recording of the trade and the context it occurred in. But when I logged in later in the week, I received the following notification in my mail. An item that was traded to you was removed as it was obtained by violating the terms of service. Please be more careful in future trades. Now, I don't particularly care that the book was removed from my inventory, mainly because I already have my Black Cat set and I can relatively easily cover the cost of the books with my own funds. I was hoping to use the book as a prize for a guild art competition, but instead I've just replaced it with energy, so it's a bit of a shame, but the impact to myself is pretty small. But I do imagine, if this happened to someone else, it might be more crushing. Say you've, taken time to go to an event, were lucky enough to receive an item out of it, and then a week later it's removed from your inventory. It's disappointing to say the least. But what if instead of winning the item in an event, you'd actually paid for it with in-game currency? From previous user accounts, the item traded is removed without any compensation, essentially meaning you would get punished for trading with someone who has used an exploit or was involved in RMT, real money trading, regardless if you knew about it or not. So, to play devil's advocate, I believe the reason moderators do this is to remove any impact on the overall economy of the game. If someone illegally obtains 1,000 rare items and sells them off to real players, these items would remain in circulation and would continue to affect the overall economy of the game, reducing rarity and costs. So, from the moderator's perspective, they would certainly want to delete the items. But what about paying back the players who traded with the bad actors? They should at least be reimbursed with the money they spent. Once again, my very limited understanding on why the moderators don't reimburse the in-game currency spent is that they don't know if the good acting players are actually good acting players. If they don't know if they've been involved in the exploit or not, and so to reduce the likelihood of people doing this, they just don't pay anyone back. That's my guess, I guess, at least, as to why they're doing that. But that just seems silly to me. It's crazy that I'm getting a warning saying, please be careful in future trades, as though I would have any way of knowing whether an item was obtained in good faith or not. Why should there be a punishment for the player just trying to play the game in the right way? If I want to play the game without fear of losing any in-game currency in trading, am I supposed to just never trade with anyone? It goes even further with a scene hopping exploit. A bad actor can scene hop and then invite you to the party. If you join the party, you would count as being involved in the exploit, even if you had no idea what was happening. So should we as players just not accept any invites to parties? Like what? Should I not join my friends or guildmates in their mission runs, so, for fear that they might be exploiting the game? The only real solution to this would to have the exploit be fixed. That might not be possible due to funding, or potentially there's other issues that we as a community aren't aware of. But at the very least, it sucks to see people being punished unfairly, and I hope the stance taken by Grey Havens for moderating the game is adapted. But yeah, I just figured I'd, make a video about this and raise the issue. If you're interested in some Spiral Knights drama, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.